Event 8. The Antichrist is murdered, the devil is cast to the earth, and the Great Tribulation begins. Revelation 11:2, 12, 7 through 12, and chapter 13. Daniel 9:27, Daniel 11:29 through 21 and 45. The world president is murdered by his enemies, but he is suddenly resurrected with the help of new spiritual technology brought by alien demons. The whole world marvels, and it's at this moment that he decides to break the 7-year international peace covenant, which he had confirmed 3.5 years ago. He then invades Jerusalem, interrupting the daily sacrifice in the Jewish temple and setting up in it his abominable financial world communications network embodied in an image of himself, which will very likely be set up in the Holy of Holies. He then demands the world's complete loyalty and adoration of not only him, but the powerful Lord of the air who resurrected him. The 666 system is then institutionalized and made mandatory. Anyone who do not adopt it can die of starvation and social isolation. Jerusalem is then taken over by the World Covenant during 42 months, and it is established as the international capital. Also at that time in heaven, Satan is expelled and cast to the earth, something he knew was going to happen. He had prepared for this for 50 years with the help of different earthly governments, building hundreds of deep underground bunkers to lodge all his hosts of made-flesh demons that are collaborating to do his dirty work of destroying the earth and minds and bodies of its inhabitants. The dragon himself then goes down to earth with great fury, knowing that he's only got a short time, 3.5 years, to do away with as many children of God and followers of Jesus Christ as possible. Event 9. The false prophet convinces many people. Revelation 13:11 through 18. There is a strong support for the beast from the leader and representative of the media and the scientific spiritual international community, or false prophet, who convinces a large proportion of the population with great technological and spiritual wonders and signals that the best and most reasonable thing is to pledge their loyalty to their new worldwide government. This master exercises all the power of the beast before him and causes the earth and those who dwell on it to worship the beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he does great wonders so that he makes fire come down from heaven and earth and the sight of men, and deceives the dwellers of the earth through those miracles which he has power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to the inhabitants of the planet that they should yield to the image of the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. He has power to give life to the image of the beast, to both speak and cause that as many as would not worship it should be killed. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell except he that has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, 666. Event 10. The earth is ruled by little great demons. Revelation 12:7 through 12. A very particular event occurs that coincides with the breaking of the International Peace Pact that the world leader makes. There is a strange migration of thousands of alien beings, or little great demons, to planet Earth with the endorsement and blessing of the earthly authorities, who give them managerial jobs and high positions in all the different activities of the many countries and regions. All of these beings share one same thought:
help the human race to evolve to a higher grade, each person combining in his body his DNA with that of ours, in order to become as perfect a race as ours, their ancestors.
The weird thing is that the people who yield to that biotransformation lose the beauty, perfection, and human charm that comes from the image and likeness of God inherent in man. Event 11. First trumpet. Revelation 8:7. A mysterious rain of many meteorites of ice and fire mixed with blood falls upon the earth, causing the third part of the vegetation of the ecosystem to burn along with all the green herbs. Event 12. Second trumpet. Revelation 8:8. A great burning meteorite falls into the sea. Causing a third of the oceans to turn into blood, killing a third of the sea creatures, and also destroying a third of the ships sailing in the oceans. Event 13. Third trumpet. Revelation 8:10-12. The great comet Wormwood passes close to Earth, poisoning a third part of the ecosystem's drinkable waters and causing many people to die from consuming them. Event 14. Fourth trumpet. Revelation 8:12. Visibility on Earth lessens by 30%, very likely as a consequence of the previous devastating meteorological events. Event 15. Fierce world persecution of Christians. Revelation 10. Revelation 11:1-14. Revelation 12:6. 14 verses 12-17, Daniel 11:32-37, and verse 44. The world dictatorship based on the Temple Mount has been successful in almost taking over the world. Its reasoning and promises are very convincing and promising for all who determine to join and swear allegiance to it, forsaking their previous liberties and beliefs, except in a few rebel countries and remote villages where dissident Christians have fled, and where some people haven't yet yielded to the change of mind that the NWO demands. Those who know their God and the Bible will see the situation as their time to come to the fore and let God do wonders through them for the purpose of drawing many to Jesus' arms, and therefore are being attacked with great fury by the beast's security forces. But in spite of this relentless persecution of Christians by the NWO forces, the good news of the love of Jesus and of His second coming keeps spreading like wildfire between millions of rebels and even between many bearers of the mark of the beast. This causes headaches for the world dictatorship, as the children of God instruct many as never before. In the midst of this fierce opposition and persecution from the beast who tortures and kills anyone who dares to dissent and to speak differently from his perverse and anti-God doctrines that only aim to deify him, multimillionaire rewards are given to anyone who provides information about Christian leaders who with much magic or spiritual power hinder the ideological and doctrinal activities of this NWO. Event 16, Fifth Trumpet, Revelation 9:1 through 11. A second great meteorite falls upon the earth, making a crater a few kilometers deep. And creating a huge cloud of volcanic ash that covers the continents. The most worrisome fact is not so much the lack of visibility, but the conditions generated by the fall of this great meteorite, which causes millions of giant locusts to reproduce and to spread around the globe, stinging whoever carries the 666 brand for 5 months and causing rarely known levels of pain among their victims. Event 17, Seventh Trumpet, Jesus returns. Revelation 11:7 through 19, Revelation 14:14 through 16, Matthew 24:27 through 31, Revelation 1:7, 1 Corinthians 15:52, Isaiah 25:6-9, 1 Thessalonians 4:13 through 18. "42 months have passed since the last foreign occupation of Jerusalem, and it's been 3.5 days since the 2 controversial witnesses in this same city were killed by its security forces. It is a day on which other strange events are taking place around the world, like dry lining, voices in the air, sudden thunder, and several high-intensity earthquakes. There is no sunlight nor moonlight, and a furious meteorite shower starts falling. The powers of the heavens have been shaken. And before the astonished looks of terrestrials and extraterrestrial beings in the world, and as a great banner and premonitory sign of hope for the children of God, a huge bluish globe suddenly appears in outer space, being seen as a second moon, and very close to it. The second moon considerably increases visibility on Earth, which was dimmed by the fall of the previous 2 meteorites and the passage of comet Wormwood. That is the sign of the Son of God in heaven. It is at that moment, at the sound of the final trumpet in heaven, when all the nations of the earth shall mourn at seeing the Son of God, Jesus, coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, like lightning from east to west, sending his angels with a great sound of a trumpet to gather his elect from the 4 winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And the dead in Christ are resurrected incorruptible, and after a while the Christians that are alive are raptured to the clouds of heaven and transformed in the twinkling of an eye, being carried by Jesus to receive the rewards and to enjoy his marriage supper in the New Jerusalem.